Well, howdy folks, Shawn here from hikingwithshawn.com, and today I'm staying at a pretty cool spot here near the Shawnee that I want to show you. So here's what the sign is: the Dome at Blueberry Hill. Let's go check it out. All right, big yard, nice big yard, and then the dome. Check that out. We've stayed in one of these before, but this one's pretty cool looking. Definitely different. The UFO has landed. You got some behind the scenes. All right, that's the first thing I see. Howdy folks, at Hiking with Shawn plus Michelle, hashtag glamping in Cobden. Alrighty, so we're left here with some s'more stuff. Probably make use of that later. Got the house rules, we'll definitely check that out. Got a real flower. Obviously a custom little message to us. Thank you for that. Lovely card that they gave us. So here's the kitchen, the kitchenette right when you walk in, and it's you got a sink, you got your refrigerator, your microwave. I don't see like a stove or anything, but I don't think the last one had a. They got hot plates down there, or the plug-in thing that you plug in for a stove. So it's Michelle's laughing.
He obviously doesn't spend time in the kitchen.
No, I don't spend too much time in the kitchen. Got a guest pantry. All sorts of stuff. So, you know me, I like looking through the drawers and the cabinets. Got all sorts of stuff in there in case you need it. All the silverware. Wow, those are nice. It's different. Keurig stuff for the coffee. Everything you need in your kitchen. Coffee maker. Plenty of honey. Looks like local honey, I bet. Steam and shovel coffee. Oh wow, that's local coffee. I might have to try that. And then, you know, teas, stuff like that. Creamers, coffee mugs, cups. Very cool. Plants, lots of plants. That's always nice. Plates, bowls, all that good stuff. Spices, olive oil. Got a sink, of course. So, very cool. Very cool little kitchenette. A lot of space. Really cool walls, you know, on the outside. This is like really hard, you know, it's sturdy feeling. It's not a canvas. So in here, we got a nice little table where you can, there's some stuff here, we'll check that out. Got the record player here, some stuff there, nice bed, comfortable bed. We've already kind of, oh wow, that's a soft bed. I might not be able to get up. I might have to give this camera to Michelle and she could finish the tour. No, that's a really comfortable bed. So here's like the dome window. You can see the outside. It's kind of on a gravel road away from everyone. It seems like it's a pretty quiet spot here in rural Union County, rural Cobden. Nice little fire pit area. There's a hot tub out there. We'll get outside, of course, and check that out. This is a neat little deal here. So if you have a family, you know, and you got kids and stuff, and you want them to sleep, you know, not in your bed, or if you get kicked out of your bed by your wife, here's a new bed. There's another bed up here on this loft thing. So that's really nice. There's like a fan up here and everything. moonroof, sunroof. Got your own window. That's really, really cool. Plugins. I just want to point this out. The plugins are cool because you have your regular plugins, and then you can plug in what looks like USB-C and USB. So that's really nice. All right, so continuing over here, there's another door that leads to the outside. I'll go at it later. Got some stools. Got a washer, so you can wash your clothes if you want. Got some towels for the hot tub. All sorts of, there's an iron there. All sorts of homey stuff to make you feel at home. Air conditioner in here, obviously. I'm sure there's heaters too. Very, very cool in here. It's very nice. Feels very good. So, got a bathroom. Nice bright light. Shower. Nice stand-up shower. Very, very nice. Ooh, that looks, I gotta open this up and look at that. Look at that. There's all sorts of dials on there. I guess this is one of them fancy shower heads and all that. Fancy. I'm like a hillbilly here, folks. So no, pretty cool. Got your toilet. Flush only toilet paper. Do not flush other stuff. Toilet. It's good, decent, you know, standard toilet. I always show the toilets. Got a nice little bunch of stuff up here that if you need it. Look at that. They got tick protection. They got mosquito protection, first aid kit, little sewing kit, little poop spray in case you have, you know, your poopery if you go poo-poo and you need to get the smell away. Tylenols and stuff like that. Q-tips, stuff for the ladies in case you need it. That's really nice. That's really cool. That's very welcoming. And over here we got our sink, you know. Got some soap. Look at that, that's soap. I wonder if that might be local too. There's a lot of local soap makers. I'm not sure. It could be that it seems like that they use a lot of local stuff here. So don't quote me on that, but it could be. Got your towels and all that. Makeup rags. Very cool. Very, very cool. Cool place so far. Plenty of windows. Union County, Illinois certified hotel operator. So there you go. Look at this. We got the Shawnee challenge here on the fridge so people could take it. I'm the one who made this. I invented the Shawnee challenge, so I like seeing that. Obviously, Southernmost Illinois tourism is taking it to the next level, but I like seeing it. Oh, Michelle's locked out. All right, folks, now we're outside. Gonna take you for a tour on the outside here, just in case I didn't show the dome good enough. Beautiful staircase. There you go. I like to call these things UFOs. They just look like spaceships. So, beautiful stairs, deck. Get to see the outside here. Very cool. That is neat. So here's the deck. You got some tables, got some lawn chairs, got a hot tub. We don't really do hot tub stuff, so we're not going to be using it. But that's cool that they provide that, you know, because a lot of people like hot tubs. So yeah, got plenty of wood to burn, plenty of firewood. I will say this: I looked at OnX Hunt. All they own is this mowed, cleared spot. So all the property, the woods beyond us is someone else's property. So definitely don't go into the woods. Don't trespass. I see some signs up kind of telling you about it. So I just wanted to reassure that. Got plenty of lights and stuff. Bird feeders. They're taking care of all the critters. I see all sorts of squirrels running around. Squirrels that don't seem too skittish. Like I said, a fireplace. Got some firewood set up for you already. We don't really make fires either, but you know, it's cool that the stuff is there. And just a lot of neat neat stuff. I gotta come over here and check out these signs. I remember seeing them in reels and stuff like that. And so that is really unique. They kind of tell you how many miles away everything is. Bald Knob Cross, Chicago, Ferncliff, Little Grand Canyon, Inspiration Point, Giant City Lodge, Nashville, Tennessee, Garden of the Gods, San Diego. So that's really neat. Barn. All right, folks, we're here at the barn and got a nice picnic table here that you can eat on. A little ashtray in case you're a smoker. Fire extinguisher out here. Got a nice grill here. It's kind of like a Forest Service grill, you know, you'd see in parks and campgrounds and stuff like that. Even have the dome on it, so that's neat, like a custom grill. And that's pretty cool. I think that's a nice little touch. And of course we got the key to the barn, and Michelle just pointed out on the lock here, it says, "Unlock me, game room inside." So let's check it out. All right, folks, here is the game room. Very cool. Got some cornhole. Got all sorts of different stuff pinned up here about visiting the area. Anything and everything from restaurants to you know, different places to go. Bald Knob, wineries, Jackson Falls Trail, Tunnel Hill. Very cool. Very cool that they included all that. Other people probably put stuff up. Yeah, Wiffle Boys. There you go. Very cool. Might even have a Hiking with Shawn card up there. If not, I'll make sure we can put one up there. Got all sorts of magazines and stuff. Shawnee Forest Country, I'm in a lot of them. Talk about waterfalls and stuff like that. Some Enjoy Illinois. All sorts of cool stuff on there. That's really cool. Got chess game. For those of you who like chess, got us a Pac-Man. You can plug it in and play. Macanda boardwalk painting. That's really cool. Over here, got a little map that you could take your pin where you're from. People have stayed here from all over the place. That's really cool. Texas, California. That's amazing. That's really neat. We'll have to pin ours. We can do that right now. Here we go. Metropolis. Oh, there we go. And it's pinned. Cool. Got a radio with cassette tapes. Oh, wow. I haven't seen cassette tapes in a while. There's Jimmy Buffett in here and all. This is like old school. Compact discs. Got some fans. Chalkboard. Guess it's very retro. Trying to keep it retro.
No TV. Dartboard,
no TV. That's really good. There wasn't even a TV in the one thing, was there? Yeah.
Absolutely.
No TV. I'm kind of glad.
Oh, we don't watch TV anymore.
Yeah, we don't watch TV. All sorts of different stuff here. Battleship, Life, Connect 4, Risk. Wow. Bingo. Haven't seen that in a while. Monopoly. That's Michelle's favorite. Seeing how long it'd be till I...
You got a really?
Mm-hmm. Got a really. So very cool. Card games. Pictionary. Wow, that's a lot of old school games that I haven't seen since I was a little kid. Got some poker. Stuff for the charco. marshmallow and hot dog sticks down there. Of course, they got their light. That's really cool. So yeah, this is the game room. Very neat. Very, very cool. Nice little addition to staying out here. Look everyone, I have the Hiking with Shawn Drone 1 out. Not really, it's my GoPro and I'm making that noise with my mouth. But there you have it. Nice drone shot of the whole dome, the UFO here. So here's a bed up top here, and it is also very comfy. Very comfy. Woo! Very comfy. And yeah. There's some sleeping mask to help you. Okay, that's interesting. They just keep it really homey in here. I mean, there's books, how to live happy, make every day beautiful, life 101. I tell you what, folks, if you can do it, make every day beautiful. Just enjoy every day. There's a lot of people out there that cannot enjoy each day, and we really have it made here in America. You know, there's a lot of division and stuff. It's hard to watch the news, but if we all just did that, make every day beautiful and live happy, it would be so much better. And that's what I definitely try to do, and I try to bring you with this channel. Staying at places like this, you know, it's happy. This is local, I'm supporting local. And it's something to do. This is here in Southern Illinois. This makes Southern Illinois better, just by places like these being here, whether it's, you know, the Glamping Dome over in Polk County, or this dome here in Union County. You know, there's a lot of cool places to stay, and places like this really makes Southern Illinois special, you know, and I really give a lot of kudos to the folks who you know, created and owned this. It's amazing, you know, it's amazing for them to provide it, and you know, I definitely want to give them thanks for that. So thank you, and I can't wait to stay here. It's supposed to be a pretty nice weekend. The rain's kind of gone now, and we have a lot of stuff to do this weekend. Tomorrow we're going to go on the Trig Tour, the annual Trig Tour, and see some cool stuff, and I'm definitely going to film that too. And then we'll be coming back here, and Sunday we'll go check out the Iron Whisk, eat there for breakfast, brunch, and then after that we'll go check out Snake Road, because we're close and it's herp season. Alright folks, so I want to go over the house rules just to kind of answer some questions for you know, folks who may want to stay here, who have special questions. So like I said before, there's no trespassing on the wooded property around the mowed property around the dome home. You'll see some signs up and stuff. That's not their property. They only own this parcel land that's in here, and then that's all owned by someone else who's local. So don't trespass, you know, don't do that. No smoking in the dome here or the barn. There's an ashtray outside. You could smoke outdoors, you know, pick up your butts if you smoke. Smoking or vaping. They also specifically say vaping. So just don't smoke or vape in here, you know, because that stuff does, even vape oils gets on furniture and stuff, and you know, it can be a mess. Respect quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Most of the neighbors here are not visible, but they're still here. I just seen someone go down the road, so people do live out here. Don't turn the music up loud. Don't be revving up your engine. Don't be, you know, too loud when you're playing cornhole and you've had a little bit too much to drink. So, you know, try to be respectful that people do actually live here in this area, and you know, you need to respect your neighbors. So there's no pets. If you have pets, this is not a place for you. It's surrounded by pastures and forests, so you're gonna likely encounter some sort of wildlife. There's no hunting anywhere on this property. Make sure you put all trash in provided trash cans. There's plenty of trash cans. Don't litter. You know, leave no trace when you leave here. Leave the place better than you found it. If you find trash that they happen to miss, pick it up and throw it away. You know, that's what we do in the woods. Visitors or events on the property must be approved by hosts. So if anyone else is coming to see you, make sure you contact your hosts. You know, if you're wanting to do some sort of event here, make sure you got permission. Report any damages or accidents to hosts immediately. So if you get hurt, anything gets damaged or anything like that, contact your hosts immediately so they know. Follow usage instructions for hot tub, fire pit, barbecue, and appliances. Like I said, we're not really hot tub people, and we really don't barbecue or anything like that. Though we might make a fire just for the s'mores. I might have to do that because I do like s'mores. And then finally, return all games, chairs, and other items after use. So there's a lot of games in the barn. So if you bring those games in here, you know, just remember to take them back and put them in the barn. So that's kind of, I just wanted to kind of go over that. They have instructions, you know, how to use a hot tub, the hot plate, the barbecue, the AC and thermostat, the heat and all that. They have some stuff where you can go to the Shawnee wine trail, and they talk about that. They don't have Wi-Fi here. However, I get signal on my phone. It's Verizon. But as they say in here, it says, during your stay, we encourage you to disconnect from technology and reconnect with each other in nature. And I agree with that. That's why there's not a TV here, and that's I kind of like that. Kind of nice to get away from that. They got gas stations in Cobden. You can go there. Got a dollar store in Cobden. Got a Kroger in Anna. Got a farmstead market, Amish place in Anna. They have the Southern Illinois Beer Trail. There's a lot of breweries and stuff out this way. In case that's your story, or in case that's your thing. And then they have their story, and it's quite a cool story. Sarah and Jeremy Farr are the owners of Peachy Keen Ventures LLC. They relocated to Southern Illinois from Central Texas in May of 2022 after learning about the area from close friends that had moved to Cobden following the pandemic. That's really cool that these folks are not from here, that, you know, they're what people call them transplants, you know, but they left Central Texas and came to Southern Illinois and created something that made Southern Illinois better. That is a cool story. I love that. I love that so much. So after just one visit to Southern Illinois in April 2021, they knew they had wanted to make their home and pursue their dream of opening up a glamping business. That's a cool story. There's a much bigger story here. I'd probably have to do a whole video on their story. I tell you what, folks, I am starting a podcast soon called Around the Shawnee. I meant to start a lot sooner, but my dad passed away and it just kind of screwed things up. But I definitely want to interview them and get their story, and that's a promise. So when I can get with them and have an interview and get their story on the podcast, that's going to be, so you'll definitely get that. I can't wait for that. I'm sure. I believe they already told me yes, but you know, I'm sure they'd say yes if we haven't talked yet. It's just my dad passed away in August, and you know, and I appreciate everyone, you know, telling me, you know, sorry and your kind words. It was definitely hard. It was unexpected. You know, I definitely miss him, but it's kind of, you know, messed things up a little bit, and it's all starting to get back to normal, and it will. Everything will, you know, go back to normal. So they got a scavenger hunt on the property. We're gonna do that, you know. I don't know if I want to video all of it, because I don't want to like spoil it for everyone, but so another thing I gotta point out, folks, is they locally source things in this home, which to me is even a bigger deal. That, you know, they moved here from somewhere else. They're calling this their home, and now they're going to other local businesses to source things that you will find in this home. So the hand soap, it's by Kelsey 91. It's purchased at the Etsy and Cobden Village shops, so it's local soap. I talked about that earlier. There's goat milk lotion from Girly Nature. That's local. The room linen spray is Quirky Candles. That's local. The bee charmer, honey, is local. Schoolhouse cheesecakes. That's another. That's a place in Anna. There's a cheesecake in the refrigerator. That's local. Coffee, Steam Shovel Coffee. That's from the Cobden Village shops. I'm kind of excited to try that. I'm a coffee person, so you know I'm definitely going to enjoy some of that. And then the seasoning is from the J Effect, and that was also purchased at the neighborhood co-op, which is in Carbondale. It's a really cool store. So beyond that, they have a place that has all the good places to eat. The Iron Whisk being at the top. We're going to check that out Sunday. We have something to do tomorrow, and we were kind of worried that we would have to come back at another time, but they're open on Sundays, so we're excited. Got Shawnee Bluffs Canopy Tours listed on here. We did that with Senator Fowler and Illinois Comptroller Mendoza. That was a whole lot of fun. All sorts of places. Flam Orchards is over here. Definitely worth checking out, especially during peach and apple season. They got some peach and apple desserts to die for. So all sorts of stuff out here, and this is cool. I love that story. I just love it. That just kind of makes my day to hear that story. So yeah, thanks for watching. And alrighty, folks, that was the stay here at the Dome home on Blueberry Hill, and we had a wonderful weekend. Really comfortable bed, really comfortable home, just in the perfect spot. Kept these windows open. Well, the curtains, kept the curtains open on one side, and kind of watched nature and everything. The critters. I had a raccoon come. I didn't see it. Michelle saw it, but a raccoon came up and seen us.
About 1:50 this morning.
About 1:50 in the morning. And you know, watched the birds and all that, and you know, didn't get bothered at all. Kind of out in the boonies, and everyone leaves you alone. But definitely a fun adventure. Really cozy place, and a lot to do. You know, like I said, there's no Wi-Fi or TV, but you don't need that when you come out here. You know, this is it's glamping, so you know it's the comforts of your house, except you're still kind of camping. And yeah, so really cool place here. Thank you to the owners for putting it up and offering it for us, and we really enjoyed our time here. So check it out. I'm gonna put some information in the description below, along with a link to the Airbnb website, so you can reserve this if you want to. And there's a code in there, Hiking with Shawn, where you can get 10% off. So there you go. You know, got a nice code in there for folks, get 10% off their order. So if you're looking for a place to stay that's unique, you know, definitely stay here. You know, it's, in my opinion, way better than a hotel. And if you just can't do the camping thing and you need a bed, this is this is the spot. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, we'll see you on the trail. Time to head to the Iron Whisk for some breakfast.